Hi, welcome back. David Smith here. Today we're going to talk about walking duck-footed. Turning your feet out while you walk comes from the hips, and that means that there are muscles in the hips that aren't working or are too tight or too short or too weak and aren't doing their job. So the more you can address these hip muscles and these weak hips or these tight hips, the more the feet will come in. But we also have to address the foot itself, because with your feet walking turned out like that, what's happening is when you walk, you hit on the outside of your feet and then it rolls to the inside, and that's a great way to create bunions and a lot of foot problems like plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, and all kinds of things, because the foot isn't functioning correctly. It's designed to go heel, ball, toe off of all 5 toes. And if it's not doing that, that means that there is a compensation and there are structures in your foot and your ankle and your knee and your hip and even your back that are being overstressed as a result. So we really need to focus on realigning your body, rebalancing the hip musculature, and rebalancing the foot and ankle function so that you can start walking heel, ball, toe again, feet straight ahead, or at least closer than it is now with these quick exercises. So here we go. First things first, you're going to go on your back. So you're going to lie down on your back. And as you lie back, you're going to grab underneath your right knee. Your left leg is going to stay on the ground, left foot pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Right knee is going to be bent about 90 degrees or so, and you're going to go big circles one direction with that foot. Now, as you're circling, you just want the foot and ankle moving, not bouncing with your lower leg, just the foot and ankle. And what we're doing here is we're restoring some motion and balance and engagement to all the muscles of the foot and ankle, because they're not getting this stimulus during the day. With your feet turned out walking, and that means that only some muscles are working and others aren't. And we've got to wake up these other muscles. So big circles one direction, and make sure you know which direction you're going. You're going to do about 20 of these. And then you're going to switch directions, big circles the other way. We're going to start with 20. I recommend working your way up to 40 each direction. And once you get each way, either 20 times or 40 times, then you're going to pull it back and point it. Point, flex, back and forth. You'll notice that the front of your shin is going to get tired. Those ankle muscles, the shin muscles, they're going to start to talk to you. And that's normal. And that's because they haven't been doing their job. Those muscles haven't been working the way that they're designed, and they're weak. They're very weak. But you're going to strengthen them up quickly and easily, and then you're going to switch legs. So once you get to 20 each direction and point flex 20, you're going to switch legs, big circles. Make sure this bottom leg or this right leg is down on the ground, foot pointing straight up towards the ceiling. This other leg, this left leg, is about 90 degrees or so. Big circles, trying to relax your shoulders. And you want to make the full circle. Don't go for the fast count. This isn't a race. This is a slow and steady circle that's engaging all the important muscles and taking your foot through a range of motion, giving it the stimulus that it needs that it hasn't gotten during the day. And once you get to 20 there, you're going to circle the other direction, big circles, all the way, big circles. And when you get to 20 there and you notice it starts to burn, you're going to point flex. Back and forth, back and forth. Let it burn. Don't stop if you can help it. It'll get easier, I promise. The more you do these, the less it will burn. And you can do this every day. Okay, first exercise out of the way. Now you're going to stand up. And this exercise is called short foot. And what you're going to do is you're going to put one foot in front of the other like you're taking a step forward. Not too wide. You don't want them wide out this way. You want just about, I don't know, a couple inches separating your feet, but one in front of the other. And you're going to slightly bend your knees, keep your upper body up, and your front foot, you're going to bring your toes up and then push them down into the ground. Up and down. Push up, pull up, and push down. So your toes are going up on the ground, push down. Up off the ground, push down. Up and down, up and down. And just keep going that way, up and down. Now you're not curling your toes, you're bringing them up and you're pushing them down. Best you can. You're You can do about 20 of those. Keep your upper body up, both knees a little bent. Try and keep equal weight in both feet. And then you're going to switch. Bend your knees slightly, upper body up, up and down. Now what we're doing here, yes, we're going right after the feet. We're reminding your feet and your toes that they're supposed to go through this functional motion, this functional pattern of all 5 toes working, pushing. We're engaging the lateral stabilizers of your hips, so we're actually rebalancing some hip muscles here too. Keep pulling your toes up and pushing down, up and down. We're reminding your body of what it's supposed to do, of foot should be straight, knee should be pointing straight ahead, and the hips should be staggered. When we're walking, the hips are never side by side, the legs are never side by side, they're always in motion. And so we've staggered them for all those reasons: hip stability, restoring function to the foot and to the toes. You're engaging the muscles in the arch of your foot, you can feel. And we're getting these hip muscles like the thigh muscles, the lateral hip muscles, the TFL, the glute medius, glute minimus, all these muscles, hamstrings stabilizing. We're getting them all to work together correctly in a unit. Okay. About 20 each way. Last one, pigeon toe your feet. Toes together, heels apart. So you're going to kick those heels apart, interlace your hands together, lock out your arms, straight up overhead. Now, lock out your elbows, drop your shoulders away, pull your hands back. Remember what I said, your upper body is playing a role here in this dysfunctional gait pattern, meaning your feet turning out as you walk. Your upper body's affected and it's starting to round forward, you've noticed. And that's because as the hip muscles have done less and less, the upper body has had to do more and more. And that's getting the stimulus to round forward. So we've got to counterbalance that. We've got to remind your body of correct alignment from head to toe. Take your upper back out of play so that the hips can be the passenger. Hips can be the locomotor rather than the passenger. Pull your hands way back, toes together, lock out your knees, roll the weight on the insides of your feet. Pull hands back more, about 30 seconds, and then relax and shake it out. Okay, now just after that, take a walk. You should notice that your feet are pointing more straight ahead than they were before. You'll also notice your posture is much better. Your upper body should feel more upright, you should feel more balanced, right to left, front to back, and you should feel pretty good. So do that every day. You can do it a couple times a day if you want, and I guarantee these feet will start to change position, and the straighter they get, the more balanced you'll feel. It'll take pressure off your back, off your hips, off your knees, even off your neck, believe it or not. So if you're having any kind of other pain like neck pain or back pain, then see some of my other videos and they will help you with that. They're quick, they're easy, they're effective, and they work. In the meantime, take care, work hard, and I look forward to seeing you here again very soon.